Hello, hi, this is Maru-chan and it's September 17th, 2022. I believe it's 10:33 a.m. right now, plus 7 GMT time, and welcome to the Maru-chan podcast, the podcast where you can listen to my before and afterthoughts of your favorite games. So, this time, we are finally finishing up God of War 2. We have come to the conclusion. Now, we are a little bit late, but, it's better late than never. And we're going to be doing the game that we were supposed to be doing. And we have a guest here again, Suyuan.
Hi everyone, my name is Suyuan, and I did the before thought, so here I am in the afterthought.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about kind of what we did. Well, do you want to kind of explain what happened, like just the whole process?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to play a lot of the game this time because I got kind of busy, and Maru, he got an editor, so our schedule is not
it was not compatible.
Yeah, compatible. So we couldn't really find the time to do it together because whenever he's free, I'm not free. Whenever I'm down to play, he has to sleep or he has something else to do. So yeah, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But I did play the game for a little bit. So
yeah, just like the first level or two, maybe.
And I would love to hear about the game. And I feel like later I may try to play God of War 2 myself, just, because I always wanted to finish the game myself. So I may try to play this game myself later.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good one. Now, I would probably say that the first game, in my opinion, is probably better through the story, but this game is just better in gameplay. It's cleaned up. It's nicer. The cutscenes, like the actual cutscene CGI, they look really, really nice as compared to the old one.
And I feel like God of War 2 is not as long as the God of War 1.
No, it's actually longer.
Really?
Yeah, it's 20 hours. The other one is like 10.
But maybe because the first one and I'm just started, so we took quite a bit of time to kind of finish the first one.
Yeah, plus you played it and
Yeah. It took me longer to play the game than normal people but I kind of liked it, because I just keep failing, and until you complete the mission, you feel good because you feel like you accomplished something.
Yeah, it feels nice.
What I like.
Yeah, it's you have to basically keep retrying. Now it's good when it's retrying because you didn't do it correctly, but it sucks when you have to do it again because the game is unfair. Which this one honestly didn't have as many as God of War 1. In God of War 1, there were so many situations where we had to redo the same part because it was just annoying and it was unfair. Like they made it like that on purpose.
Oh,
and
you
it was
mean
unfair.
the first one?
Yeah, some things.
Like especially when you walk on the thing, right?
On the
wood.
The little
thing.
planks. Yeah. When you on a little crevice, you would have to walk on it, and it would be so unfair, and then enemies would fight you, and it was really bad. But in this game, you don't get situations like that. I can only probably say 3 situations where I thought, hey, this is not cool. I don't like this because, and then it makes you restart from the very beginning. But there's only 2, probably 3 places I can think of where
From
it's like that.
From your save point, right?
Mm-hmm. Even with my skill level, I know I wouldn't lose, but you have to be very patient. Play very, very patiently on those parts because if you don't, you're just gonna have to restart the whole thing 2 or 3 times. But you know what? Before we talk about the bad things, let's talk about the good things. There's a lot of very, very good things about this game. Collectibles. Do you remember what you collect in this game?
Collect the golden eye.
Gorgon eyes and
the red thing. Oh,
Phoenix feathers.
Feather.
Yeah, and you also collect these red orbs, which help you so you can upgrade your weapons and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you got upgrades in this game just like in the other one, and they're different. They're not the same kind. There are some that are similar, but they're not the same.
That's the kind that you have to kill the enemy or get the red stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you can upgrade your sword and thing.
And then you have like mana and your HP, obviously. But okay, just to kind of go over this, since I don't know if you remember, but do you know what the whole story is of this game?
No, I actually want to hear about it. Like,
Okay, so I'm actually just gonna give you a quick summary. I'm gonna give everyone a quick summary. I know I'm gonna go over it in detail right now, but so in this game, just to kind of summarize, it's leading up the second part of after the first game where you get your god powers. Here, you know, you're really strong, but they don't like that you're not listening to them, to the gods. So they're kind of pissed off, and that you're kind of just fighting a few wars and finishing them off. So they don't like this, and they're like, hey, we're gonna take your powers away. And Zeus ends up coming in there himself, and he's like, oh, take this sword, it's gonna help you so we can fight this monster. But actually it turns out that they take your powers away from you, and Zeus ends up trying to kill you.
So they trick you?
Yeah. And basically
That's
from
dirty.
yeah and he gets pissed off, but he gets help from other people, let's just say from other entities that are not the gods, and they help him, you know, come back
From that.
yeah. I don't want to kind of spoil it and say who or what, but yeah, that's
It
basically
kind of help him get back on his feet. Or
and
something.
basically
Yeah.
you know get to that spot. Now I want to talk about it so bad, but the
Try
end
to
is really cool. The end is
Refresh yourself.
yeah. We'll get through it. Eventually, we'll get there.
But I'm sure that the people listen to this, they may already play the game and know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you know they can hear our thoughts on it. So I have played this game before in the past, and I think out of the story wise, besides the games on like the PSP, or you know the PSP ones, those don't have a strong story. But we can't expect it to have a strong story as like the mainline games, the main ones, like 1, 2, 3, and the newer ones. But I can definitely tell you this has the weakest story out of the 3.
This one is still the main God of War.
Yeah, it's still one of the main ones, but I think it's the weakest. The first one, I would rank it probably number 2, in my opinion, number 3, because I love number 3, is probably number 1 for me in terms of story. They like, not only is the fighting even better than the second one, like this one, but also the story is just crazy. It's a lot crazier. So yeah, there's a lot to kind of go over, but and I'm gonna kind of explain who you're gonna fight later on in a second. But yeah, cool. So let's go ahead and talk about. I guess you're gonna be you're gonna talk about the first 2 places, since you actually got to play those. So the game starts out where?
I think I didn't. Did I note the location? I just remember that Athena doesn't like Kratos anymore because he didn't listen. And yeah, he just wants to do whatever he wants, go to wherever he wants, and yeah. And then I remember the fight with the giant guy.
A Titan. It was a Titan.
Yeah, the fight that I was stuck in it for a long time, like just redo it.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. Maybe we can kind of talk about what happens until we got to
Yeah,
there.
maybe you can kind of help me with that, because
Oh, you don't really remember too much?
It's just my note is
Not as
it's
descriptive.
not as and sometimes you want to talk about that part, but maybe I note things in different way, so maybe you can talk about it a
So
bit.
Athena kind of takes like, we come in there and we turn into a fucking Power Rangers. You know the Power Rangers, how they use the machine. They go like Power Rangers Force, and then they all come together and become this big machine. You know the Power Rangers, right? Gal Rangers. They do that. So basically, Kratos does that, and he becomes big and massive, fighting this big ass Titan, and eventually Athena's like, "Hey, I'm gonna snatch your powers," and she snatches her powers, and you become tiny again. But you're still strong. You're still a god, but she snatches her powers and puts it into this other like Titan thing, which starts destroying the city. Now it's destroying the city of Athens, which is like basically Kratos' home. So he's pissed off that they're killing his people right now, the humans. And so you're off killing this like robot thing. It looks like kind of like a robot because it's it has gears and stuff inside of it, but it's like attacking the city. It's like throwing people. It's destroying towers and buildings, and there are some cool scenes where you fight it, and then like you have to like go through a few different areas and then come back and fight it again. You do this multiple times, and eventually you destroy it. You go inside of it and you destroy it, but you end up getting a blade from Zeus. He tells you, hey, I can help you out. This is the only way. So you're like, okay, I'll use the sword. It's called the Sword of Olympus. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a really strong sword.
Are you talking about the part that he is fighting the giant guy and trying to pull out the sword at the same time?
Yeah.
That part, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that he just kept pulling it out, but the more he pulled it, the less power the less
powers we had, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So the sword kind of sucking his power away.
His god powers, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically from there, he goes in there, it sucks his powers, and he attacks the machine, and then kind of Zeus comes, and he's like, oh, I need to get rid of you because you're not listening to us, and I'm the badass here. You don't like you don't do what you want. And so Zeus starts fucking kicking his ass.
Yeah, I remember like
we were already
Zeus
hurt.
Actually like stab him or something, like kill him.
Yeah,
in that part.
But before that, like since our powers were taken away from the sword, that's we became immortal, so we could die. Like we can get hurt.
And I think you said that you can't even do combos anymore.
Yeah, like all of the combos that you got from Athena's blade, they were gone. Like you could only do simple stuff.
I remember one part that his armor actually fell apart.
Yeah.
And he just
just disappeared.
Yeah, he has no armor.
And when he got smashed by the hand of the robot, he actually felt it because he's a human. So basically, like you're walking towards a Zeus, but you're like kind of limping.
Badly hurt.
You're limping, like ugh, and he just goes in there and starts beating your ass, and then he stabs you. He just stabs you. And
yeah, I feel that part. It feels so like hopeless, right? And like because he couldn't do anything, he couldn't do like walk.
Got betrayed again by the gods.
Yeah.
First by Ares and then by Zeus.
It feels I don't know. I feel bad for Kratos in that part because being bullied by Zeus.
Yeah, by gods. So this is his second time being bullied by gods, like another god. So he's really pissed off, and it's a crappy moment for him. It's not one of his best days, right? It's not his glory days. So afterwards, he leaves and he's like, oh, you're gonna die. We're happy. We don't need someone like you. So you end up like just kind of dying. But before that, just to kind of explain the events that happened before all of this happens, one of your friends is there on the floor and he's like dying, and like you're trying to help them all of your people. So you're pissed off because you notice that all of them are like dying. So eventually you actually die yourself.
I wonder, do you know why the god tried to aim for that place?
Because they're fighting titans. The titans are their enemies. In mythology, Greek mythology, and then like all of that and all that sort of mythology stuff, titans are the enemies. I don't know if you remember Hercules, but Zeus fights the rock titan, the wind one, and like this big one with the Cyclops, the one with the big eye, one eye. So from there, you're actually about to die. This is the cool part. You're actually about to start dying, and like this thing grabs you from the floor, and it starts taking you to hell. Like a ton of hands just start like pulling you down.
Yeah, that part is
really
dark.
creepy.
I remember. Yeah.
And eventually, while you're being pulled down, this thing, Gaia, or not Gaia, Gaia, kind of talks to you, and he's like, "Oh, we can help you. We need your help. We also want to fight the gods because they're being insolent. They're taking advantage of everyone. So we need your help." So eventually they give you enough power so you can like get out of there. So you just like wake up and then start tearing apart the hands
Yeah.
and come back to where you were at in Athens.
But I felt like they offer you something else, but Kratos didn't want it. Hey, I don't want it or something.
No, I don't.
No, you
No,
don't think
I just think
oh.
like they offered him a little bit of like power to come back.
Oh, okay.
But he was still mortal. He's still mortal at this point. And you come back, you see your dead friends, you talk to them a little. They're completely dead. And then this Pegasus comes. This like fire Pegasus. Do you remember the horse?
Yeah.
It comes and
Yeah, that's kind of one cool looking part that you flying like with the horses, with the horse,
Pegasus.
and then you just fighting another horse around you.
No, they're not horses. They're
Yeah,
eagles.
yeah. I just don't know how to call them, so I just call them horse.
So like you start like flying in that Pegasus, and you need to go to another Titan so you can get something. I forget exactly what because I wasn't paying attention too much there. And so this is now the new place called Hand Cavern. And from there you meet another Titan. I don't know if you remember that guy. There was a rock guy, really big.
Oh,
huge.
he can blow like air, right, and
Yeah.
push you away.
So yeah, exactly. And eventually like you get there and his hand falls on the Pegasus. And he's stuck, so you need to get him back. But the only way to get him back is like you need the like a power, so you can kind of hit him. And so you go to the Titan, and you end up like destroying his eye. I think you end up even killing him, and you get the bow. I don't remember the name of the bow, to be honest. Rage of the Titans. Yeah, Rage of the Titans. And you get the bow, which is pretty cool. I like the bow in this game, but and there's some cool techniques, like you get this thing where like it has wind later, so you like push with wind and you just whoo, and there's a ton of power that you get from it. So basically all you have to do in that mission is you go in there, you fight him, you get some powers, and then you like come back out, and now you have a bow. From there, to be honest, from here it doesn't really go anywhere, kind of like in the first game. The first game you go to a ton of different places, but in this game it's like you do go to different areas, but it's in kind of one spot.
Oh.
So and you just go around it, and that's how it goes. So the change of scenery is not too crazy.
So that's how the rest of the game goes.
It's gonna kind of be from here. So you're trying to find the Sisters of Fate. Now, this is kind of what I wanted to explain. Do you know who the Sisters of Fate are?
No.
So in mythology, basically these sisters, there's 3 of them, and they can control time, and they can control death, or if you're living. Basically, they're the ones, like if someone dies, they're the ones who cut it, and the person's dead. They like when a person's about to die, they cut the string and they're dead.
Oh, so that string means that's the life?
Yeah, basically, and they cut that and they're done. Now I'm just getting that off Hercules, but they can also control time. So you basically want to talk with the Sisters of Fate, so you can go back in time where Zeus got the sword, and you want to stop him. So you want to go back in time. That's what this whole game is about. The Sisters of Fate, trying to reach them.
Oh.
And
But there's a part that I think we kind of missing. There's the
Missed?
part, yeah, we kind of missed. Do you know the guy that being eaten by a bird?
well, we still haven't got there.
Oh, okay.
That's not in the. That's the next area. Wait, let me see.
That's in the layer of Titan.
Oh yeah, then.
That's a lot before the.
Oh, well,
when
that
you
was the
got
hand cavern.
the time.
That's the
power.
hand cavern. That's the hand cavern. That was the place
Like
that we
you're
just
trying
talked
to,
about.
to help the dude.
Yeah, but basically, you also get another power here. The Rage of the Titans. You basically go crazy. Your skin turns black, and like you have fire all over you, and it's super strong. Like you use this when you really need to take a fucking enemy down. But you should use it only when you know you can hit them, because if you use like a cutscene sort of thing where you like press the buttons, it'll also use it up. So you want to make sure that you use this power when you know you can just slam on them, hit them to take a ton of health. So yeah, that it's a cool power. The one where he like just turns like super strong. Yeah, you end up like there's like a bird eating a guy's stomach, and you like help him out, and then later you have to, he tries to kill himself, and you use the bow to make him fall and burn in the lava.
Yeah, it's just like I think the guy he was being tortured by Zeus, and they just keep letting the bird eating his intestine, like
Just eating him in general, and it was like
until he dies, and they kept revive him and then heal him, and then they can eat him and kill him again, which is the whole circle repeat.
Yeah, it was kind of
which
fucked
is so fucked up. That's why he just wanted to die. Just let me die, you know. And I think he asked Kratos, "Hey, just help me, just kill me. I don't want to suffer."
Yeah, and eventually we do get to help him, but so we're gonna kind of talk about the next place right here. So yeah, like I said, you end up going to this place called the Temple of Lachesis. So Lachesis is the person that you talk to when you die the first time. You don't talk to Gaia. That was my mistake. Gaia is the titan that wants your help, but Lachesis is this like this entity that is like friends with the titans, and also friends with the Sisters of Fate. She's the one that tells you all about how that you should go back in time and stop Zeus. So she's kind of like your aide. She's helping you, and so you go to her temple, but we won't know anything about her until the very end. I can tell you that.
Is she the god too? The sister of time?
She's a god of something. I don't know what, but she basically helps you out. But we don't even hear about her until the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes she talks to you, but like it's not important, to be honest. So now we're at the Temple of Lachesis. In this one, you end up having to the woman that changed. Oh, there was a part. There was a part where these titans were they just came, and this woman had to sacrifice her baby. And she was gonna put her baby, but instead she put like something else, and there was this bird that took the real baby, and I think that baby was like Hercules or something. I don't know. He was strong though. He became someone strong, and then the titan ate the little animal that was in the other one that they replaced. And afterwards you have to walk through some chains into where these horses are at. There's these 4 horses. They're really big. It's just like one big puzzle, to be honest, but you basically have to like
solve the puzzle
so they can run, and they push some of the puzzles inside the Temple of Lachesis. It's just like I said, it's all one big thing.
Is it hard?
No, it was pretty easy.
Okay.
So basically, in the next place, which is the Steeds of Time, the one with the horses, there are like these little 4 bars that you need to pull, and it opens up a thing that you can hit on each horse, but you have to be fast. So, for example, if you open up the green one, you have to go hit the green one. If you open up the blue one, but it takes like, you have to go one at a time.
Did you have to use the time power for this mission, or not really?
No, we haven't talked about the time power yet.
Oh, okay.
That's not until much later. So yeah, basically you get there, and there was some guy. There was a guy that I had to fight there. He was the horse keeper. That's what they call them. And you basically fight him, and he's kind of annoying. He shoots like these lightning bolts at you, and it's a little bit annoying. I actually didn't know how to kill him.
Like Zeus power?
Kind of like that, but he was much weaker. So you end up he goes on top of this thing, and I didn't know how to beat him. He kept respawning enemies, so I just kept fighting them for a ton of time.
I wonder if all the gods are good in what we learn.
It depends. It depends on the god.
Really? So there's bad god too. Not in the game. I'm just talking about general. Like
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
technically the devil is a god. Did you
really?
know? Yeah, didn't you know that? He was sent. He was sent from the heavens to hell. That's what he became the devil. Like we're talking about like the original ones, like the actual god and devil himself.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious.
I think it depends. Like in some stories, they make Hercules look like the bad guy, but
And
he's
I don't-
actually supposed to be good.
I don't know if the god was actually human before.
No,
Like Zeus and all
no,
the
Zeus
gods.
was never a human. Hercules, he was born as half human, half god.
Yeah.
And then later, when he got his title, he became a god, full god. I think before he was a demigod. That's like, do you remember like in those Chinese shows that you showed me? They have like the
the level of
mortals,
the god, right?
like immortals, and then you have like the actual gods, the deities.
Yeah, they have to go
Immortals
go
can-
through trial to become the next level of the god, I think.
Right, but the gods, they don't die. But the other ones, I think they stay alive forever, right? Or
They stay young and alive forever.
yeah, but that's as far as it gets. They're not as powerful as them. So basically, that's how it is here, where a demigod is actually a demigod in mythology is they're really strong still. They're still really strong, but they're not as strong as like a god, like a true god. So yeah, basically, in this one, I use Chronos Rage, the one that like the really actually no Chronos Rage, it is the electric power. Oh my god, this game right here has a power called Chronos Rage, and this attack is like an electric attack. It hits 3 people, but
At a
multiple
time.
times. Yeah,
Oh.
and later it gets more people, and it like explodes at the same time.
So what color did it use? Did it use the red one or the blue one? The blue power. Because on the health bar we have like 3 different one, right?
Oh,
The
I
red
used the
one,
blue-
which is our health, the blue one, which is
It's
our
a mana.
special power.
Oh, it's all mana. All of them
Oh.
are mana. Besides the time one. The time one is like it's a time thing.
Uh-huh.
So basically here, this electricity thing is really OP. It's really OP. Like you should do this when you know the enemy can get hit, because sometimes they're blocking and they
Oh,
block
it
it.
didn't work.
Yeah, so you always have to wait for the right time. But it's OP. I can just tell you, by the end of the game, that's the only power I used.
Ooh.
Only, and it helps so much. Like, I don't want to spoil the final
Where
fight.
did you
but
get the
man,
electric power?
I got it in the Steeds of Time after I fought the guy, the horse keeper, to get the horses going. That puzzle that I told you about, I did that. You do that after.
Like, did someone give you that, or you just picked it up in a place?
I think one of the Titans gave it to me.
Oh.
Because
okay.
remember, the Titans, they're pissed at the gods.
Oh.
Because there was actually, man, I shouldn't spoil this yet. The whole point is that the Titans are pissed at the gods for some reason. That's all we know.
Oh, okay.
So now that we're here, we get this power and we use it a little bit.
They should ask Aaron to help them out, you know, because Aaron, he's the god of the Titan.
Oh yeah, he's the
Attack
founder
on
Titan. The founder Titan.
Aaron gonna take a fucking
He's gonna control of all of the
how
other
can you
ones.
call that, armor Titan, to destroy all of the gods.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing. But then we go back to the Temple of Lachesis, that same temple. So one thing that I should have mentioned is that once you get there, they try to stop you from going to another area. So there's like a phase, and it has like it's shooting at the wall, so you can't go through it. Like you can't get out of there, out of the Temple of Lachesis. So what you have to do is you have to cover up the eyes, and the eyes just explode.
Cover up your own eyes?
No, cover up the goddess's statue eye.
Oh.
And once you do that, you know, the statue gets destroyed. And there was let me see. Oh, you get the amulet of fate. This is where you get the slowing down time thing.
Oh.
So this is the spot, and it's very interesting because here, you find a wall, I believe.
And I have a question
it's
for
not
you.
here yet.
Do you like the time power so far?
The time power, it's not like it can't just be used in a fight.
Oh,
So it's only in when you see a certain statue, you see it and you can use it.
Oh,
But it's only a short time.
oh, so you can't use it when you fight warriors and underlings.
I mean, you can, but like specific fights, bosses will have that. Some.
But that's kind of losing the point of having the power, right? You want to use it in a fight.
I hope later you can just like snap your fingers and slow down time for a little, hit them, and then.
I wish I can have the time thing. So when you use it, the enemy gonna be in slow motion, and then you can just kill them.
Just like beat their ass. Yeah,
that would be cool, right?
Oh, okay. So in the temple of Lachesis, there was a statue there. She's the one that I said with the eyes is not yet. I guess that's the next one. But here in the temple of Lachesis, there's this statue that you need that has like hands, and when you get on the switch, the hands go down. And you basically have to do that. You have to get the hands to go down. But there's not enough time for you to get to the hands. Because of the switch, it's too far. So you have to use the time power that you get there. And that's how you can, essentially get up on top of the statue. And then the statue tells you, you should stop now. Because you're not strong enough. And then you're like, I don't care, I'm gonna fight the gods, and you fucking smash the statue's face. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
he's just rough. He's really rough in this game. I love it. He doesn't give a fuck.
Like STFU.
Yeah, for reals. And after you destroy it, you just move on. And you get to the next place, which is called Destiny Atrium. You actually come back here later. So just to kind of point that out. This is where I told you, like, you put some statues and you destroy the shield. And there's a room that you cannot go to yet. Because there's like a face shooting fire. It's just shooting fire.
And can you do anything over there or no?
Nope, but that's like a thing to remember. I can't go here, but it's here. So
it's odd, right? It must have something to do with it.
And so basically, once you destroy the energy thing, you can just walk out, and you can go to the next area. So from there, we're supposed to get to this place called the Spire.
The Spire?
They call it the Spire. It's like this really big tower. But you don't get there till like the very, very end of the game.
Like really tall one?
Yeah, and you don't get there to the very,
Is it as tall as the tower in Breath of the Wild? Because in every location he goes to, usually there's a really tall tower, and you had to get the location thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But you literally don't get there till the end of the game. So it's like it's not important to mention yet. So basically, to get there, first you need to go through this place called the Bog of the Forgotten. It's like this, like some woods. There's some woods, and I love how this one starts. You're just walking, and randomly this dude on a horse, with a fire horse, he starts going really fast.
Did he try to attack you?
Well, no, he just goes really fast, passes you, and then Kratos just gets out the blades and like sticks to him. But it's a really cool action scene where like he's like dragging you.
Ooh.
And he's like you're hitting all of the fucking.
Yeah, I remember. Like he just like riding the horse, and you try to hang on the horse's butt or something.
Exactly. Yeah, and
and try to move along with them.
Yeah, and basically you end up chasing him, and he later stops, and you figure out that guy, he actually hates Kratos. In the first game, or in the story, I guess, whenever you become the ghost of Sparta, and you start killing like all of the war, you start destroying all of the war. In that part, the other leader from the other army, you end up killing him. You chop off his head. It's in the cutscene, but no one ever thinks about it, because you play the first game and you don't think about the guy in the cutscene that you kill. You just think about like, what's gonna happen next? Is he gonna fight a god or this or that? But he comes back. He's trying to go to the Sisters of Fate, to go back in time and kill you.
So you met that guy before?
You kill him in a war. When you become when Ares helps you the first time, remember?
But do you remember that guy's face or not really?
I didn't remember him until I was like, oh shit! You see him one time, but it's kind of goes back to like a point in the story where
I feel it's kind of cool, right? The way they build a story, because you just think it's just a random guy, you don't remember him, and then he actually came back and tried to.
He actually
fight you.
He actually didn't come to fight you. He went to go to the Sisters of Fate. Basically, what we're trying to do.
Can I ask why?
Yeah, you can.
Why does he want to go there? For what?
The same reason that we're going there. He wants to go back in time to go and kill me, to go kill Kratos.
But why can't he just kill him right now at the moment?
Because he's not strong enough. Well, you fight with him. You fight with him.
So he's stronger in the past?
No, but he wants to go back so he can get his army, his army back and all of that. Because his face is all fucked up and he just looks really ugly because he's like he died. So when he came back, he somehow like he wants to go back in time and kill him there. So it's interesting, and you actually fight him, and he has like he shoots an arrow at you. He rides around with his horse and tries to hit you. He's really easy, to be honest. He's really easy to beat. After you beat him, you get his hammer. He has this one hammer called the Barbarian Hammer. It's really cool. But I never used it. It's too slow.
Oh, I remember the hammer.
Yeah, you get a hammer, and you could do like this spinning attack where you like go like. Woo! It's really cool.
Like you said, you can spike them down.
Yeah, you can jump and spike. That's actually pretty nice. And what I like is that like that weapon, you can maybe hit like bigger enemies and they become like startled, like ugh. But the normal ones can't. So it just depends on the weapon that you use.
So did you even use it later in the game or not really?
I tried but I tried to force myself, but I'm like, no, it's not fun. It's not useful.
How to pull that one out? What button?
So you can
how to change different weapon like.
So you just press start and you just like press the O button and it'll let you equip it, and you can equip only one at a time. And you press the R2 button and you can change back and forth.
Or like switch button back. Oh, okay.
But it's like not useful at all in my opinion. It actually slows you down, so you should just use the normal one. And mostly at that point you already upgraded it, so it's even stronger than or as strong as the hammer, and it's fast. So one thing that I do want to say gameplay wise is that you probably shouldn't press the triangle button in this game. This is the really strong hits. Because if you're honestly trying to beat this game, and mostly at an even harder difficulty, you gotta block, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta parry everything, literally every hit, because the square button, the light hit, that one you can cancel it with the block. So you can and then just block.
So for the triangle, you can't.
Yeah, and you're just gonna be hit.
I wonder if it's take a while to do the attack.
And it's slow. So it's slow, you can't cancel it, and
don't have enough time to even use it.
Yeah,
because they keep coming at you.
And a lot of enemies, the thing is even the light attack, when you hit some of the enemies, it doesn't, they can still hit you because it like you hit them, but it doesn't like push them back. It just like hurts them. So you
hit them and then like, oh, good massage.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
How much is that? Let me pay you.
Yeah.
Good service.
So yeah, basically, if you want to learn how to play this game well, you should use the square button a lot. That's all I used, to be honest, and that's about it.
The O? Did you use the O? Like grappling or something?
Some enemies. It depends. Like you don't use it too often. Only when you know you can use it.
I like to grab them and do a strong attack. It's so cool.
Yeah, those are pretty nice.
Did you try to like hit them up in the air and do combo, or you didn't really
use triangle
use it?
Very much, to be honest. Only when I knew that like they were not gonna block or anything. But like if you want to be efficient, you use the square button. There's a ton of combos in this game, I think even more than the first one. But like I said, you can't cancel them. So that's stupid if you cannot cancel it. Like you shouldn't use it because the dudes are still going to hit you anyway. And you're just going to go flying.
I think that's actually a really good advice. So you think if people want to speedrun this game, they should not even use the triangle button?
Yeah, unless like if you have it in midair already, then you can use it to keep the combo going.
Or maybe if they fall enough from you, right?
No, you still use the other one.
Oh, okay.
Because canceling is everything in this game. It's what's gonna keep you alive. So I basically by the end of this game I was parrying everything. There were like 100 attacks. I was parrying every single one of them, and this game has something even
But it's
better.
like they hit you in a different time, right? Not at the same time. So how can you hit them when you keep parrying it all the time?
Well, that's what I'm gonna get to in a minute. Like there's
okay.
something kind of special in this game. There are some upgrades that you get that are really cool.
I wish there's the counter like Smash. So whenever you like parry it, or there's a counter, so it can hit them back. I love if they can add that to the game. To be honest.
Yeah, well, this parry that you get in this game is a little bit special, which I'm gonna talk about. It's an upgrade. I'll talk about it in a little. So next is the Temple of Uriel. Uriel. This is you probably didn't watch from this point. So here, oh my god, how many more do we have? We have like 6 more to go over, 8 more. These are long ones, to be honest.
Is it good
from here?
from here? Did you like enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed every part of it.
Is there a lot of scenes like story and from here or not really?
Yeah, there are, but there's a lot of puzzles. This game has a lot of puzzles. So you reach the Temple of Uriel, and there's a ton of like poison everywhere. This is probably the most. I had fun with it, but it's probably the most boring story-wise.
Oh.
So here, there's like a lot of poison pits. If you fall in the poison, you're dead. So you basically go to an area and there's like a guy like, help me, that needs your help, and but you can't go to him yet. You look at the puzzle from a completely different angle, and you're like, just to kind of see where it's at, and you later come back to it. So there's a door there at the very beginning, but you cannot go inside of it until much later. There's at the very beginning of the dungeon.
I'm still curious about the face that can shoot fire. Not yet, right?
Yeah, not yet. Actually, that's after this.
Yeah, I kept
this.
remembering that part that you told me. Like.
So for this one, some ogres came out, and for these ogres, you can actually collect their eyes. I only collected like 6, but if you collect if you collect enough eyes, you get a bonus. But I don't know. I never.
Did you upgrade a lot of stuff in this game? Like collect a lot of stuff?
I had a lot of extra. I had 28,000 points at the end of the game that I didn't use, because I only upgraded the Chronos Rage, the Thunder one, and the weapons, the main weapons. Those are really the only ones I upgraded. I mean, I upgraded a ton of other stuff, but I didn't use it. Like, I upgraded so much, but I never used any of it. Literally, only those 2 things, the blades and the electric power. So, yeah, it's kind of like a little bit disappointing that this game feels like... It's kind of like in Pokemon.
The blade? What kind of blade is that?
You know, the normal ones?
The normal
Athena,
weapon.
The blades of Athena. It's kind of like in Pokemon. You want to use your potions to heal you, but then you end up having so many, and you never use them throughout the game.
Yeah.
So it's like... They don't give you enough situations to actually use it.
I think that's this thing maybe game developer can really think of. Like, you don't have to give people a million powers. Give them the powers and let them have the chance to actually use it during the game a lot.
I just feel that like it should, because of the way that the game is, where you can cancel the other weapons but you can't these. It's like there's no point of using the other weapons. So it's kind of like there's no reason to use it. I like to explore. I like to try out new things, new weapons. But if it's worse than the first weapon that you get, then why use it? Why use something? I like the slowness of the hammer, but why use it if my other weapons were basically as strong as it and faster, and I can cancel it? When this one, it's so slow, extremely slow. It's not that much stronger, and I want to see, like, when I hit a fucking big ass ogre, it goes flying. But at the cost of my speed. but it didn't do that. So I didn't feel the power. And
You feel there's no use of it when you have better option to.
and I
to
didn't
use.
upgrade it at all. To be honest, I didn't even upgrade it past the first level.
That's why I feel when they give you a weapon, they should place the enemies and the situation in a way that you feel that weapon is useful, the best in that
The thing is,
situation.
they kind of do. When you get a new power, they force you to use it.
Oh.
But it's like afterwards, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. I think it'd be kind of cool to like if you're a God of War speedrunner or like a player, maybe I'm gonna play the whole game but with only the hammer once I get it, or with only this one when I get
That
it.
would be cool.
So yeah, you could play a different way to give you more of a challenge, you could say, and you can brag up. But that's only for bragging purposes. Like you could tell your friends, "Oh, I beat it with just the hammer," because everyone knows the hammer sucks. Or "Oh, I beat it with just the spear." Yeah, something like that. So yeah, basically once you fight those ogres, all you have to do is there's this like big building thing, and you pull this like weight, and it kind of starts moving because it's like falling. The building is falling. So you have to do like 1,000,000 puzzles just so you can get another weight so it can fall. So basically from here you have to go do like 2 or 3 other puzzles. But there's one cool thing. This is the thing that I wanted to talk to you about. You end up going into this area before you get the weight. And you fight a Cerberus. You know Cerberus?
Cerberus?
It's the 3-headed demon dog. The one with the 3 heads.
It's like, is he big? Is he giant? Or just like...
It's just a mini boss. You actually fought him in the first game.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah.
I forgot.
If you he hits you, but he also takes out puppies. And if you don't kill them fast enough, they grow into the big one.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Now.
So and this part was so annoying. Like later on, there was a part where you have to do that. You have to fight 5 of them, and like these really strong guys, but all of the 5 Cerberuses are shooting more babies.
Yeah.
And you have to kill the babies while fighting. Oh, it's so annoying. Like that's one of the parts I didn't like.
Like, yeah, I guess it's give you a hard time.
Yeah, it's just kind of annoying because you have to be fast and make sure you kill the babies while still hitting the Cerberuses, while the other dudes, the strong ones, are hitting you. And man, it's crazy.
So when you deal with these kind of monster, do you have to deal with the baby first or aim at the boss? Straight at the boss?
Yeah, it was not the boss. There was no boss there. But
the 3-head.
I would go
demon
a
dog.
little bit at the dogs, and then when I saw they spat out a baby, I would go kill the baby. Now, I promise YouTube or Anchor, Spotify, I wasn't killing babies. It's part of the game, okay?
He meant puppy, you know.
They're puppies, and not real puppies. They're demon Cerberus baby puppies.
Department is not about puppy.
Animal Protective Services, open up! So yeah, you basically end up going to a new place called Medusa's Temple. And you have to save the dude when you're fighting Cerberus. And he's like, he's got the key. And you actually, when you kill Cerberus, you rip something out of his mouth. And it's a fleece. It's a golden fleece. If you don't know what that is, a fleece is like a piece of armor that the people used to wear in old times. Like it only goes on the arm.
Like, what can it do?
Well,
protect
it's armor,
your
right?
arm.
Well, but what it does in the game, let me explain it. It's a parry.
Ooh.
Whenever you get hit and you parry it, if you press the hitting button square, then you get to do this really strong boom on the floor.
So if you parry it right, it's gonna attack them right after that.
No, you still have to press the button. So you could actually decide. Actually, that it's better this way. So you parry it, and you do the hitting button, and it just slams the floor, and everyone goes flying.
Oh, that's so cool.
And when they're shooting a projectile at you, you get it, and you shoot it back at them.
Ooh.
And when it's like to a Medusa, and they shoot the the little laser thing to turn into rock. You go like this, boom, and they all turn into rock. Everyone
That's
around
so cool.
you. Yeah, I like that.
I think that's the coolest power that I heard.
It's enjoyable because if you play the game correctly, it helps you out a ton. But it's not gonna push back every enemy like the really big ones. But it pushes out the little baby ones around you. You know, the ones that
Did you use it a lot?
Oh, I used it basically every moment from them.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, but that's one of the power-ups that's not like a power-up. It's not like the electric power. It's just a body power-up, you could say. So that was super useful. Eventually once you once you use that, you can go into the door, the one that I told you, the first door in that area that you couldn't go to.
Oh, you mean the
front door.
The face Spitfire?
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's a Medusa door, and it's shooting the floor. Like if you get on the platform, it will shoot you, and you will turn into a rock and die. But now that you have the thing,
parry,
you can parry it, and it'll make the door rock, and you can destroy it.
Ooh,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a really nice one. From there, let me see. Oh yeah. Oh, this is I hate this boss. So once you do a few more puzzles, I don't really want to talk about the puzzles. I think you should just play the game if you like puzzles and stuff, and these kind of platformer games. You should just try it out. I think you should just get in there and try it out. I'll talk about the main puzzles that I thought were cool or were bad.
Yeah.
Because some were really cool, some were really bad, annoying.
You know, when I play games kind of like this, I just want to go out and kill people, kill monsters, and use combos. I don't like to do puzzle, and I'm not
puzzles.
good at doing puzzles.
Zelda's like traditional Zelda is all puzzles.
So I feel like the puzzle part may take me a long time to do. Of course, I can solve it, but
some
I
are
don't,
really hard.
Yeah,
It's like not obvious. It's not obvious.
I don't feel like doing it. So yeah.
Then you're not gonna enjoy playing this game.
I can
there's
try,
a lot of puzzles.
you know.
There's a lot of puzzles.
Yeah.
Kind of like the first game, you know. That's just what it is. That's the time of this game. Now, if you play the other God of Wars, like the newer ones, there's still puzzles, but it's not. It's more focused on the
Fighting,
action.
Yeah.
That's why these games are usually a bit shorter. But yeah, these games are kind of long. At least this God of War. So basically, you fight Uriel, which I didn't know. It's a really think of a middle-aged beach whale. I don't want to talk like a sexist or anything, but you know those like middle-aged women that like let themselves go. They're really big. Just really big, like not obese, like just
you
really
mean just
big.
not taking care of themselves.
This is basically what that Medusa was. Really big like that. And you basically have to fight her, right? You basically have to fight this Medusa. Uriel, that's her name here. Uriel. And you fight her, but she
How she look? Does she have like crazy hair and crazy clothes and
but
not...
she's naked. You can see her titties and titties
God.
out and everything. A lot of characters they have their nipples out in this game.
I wonder if they actually have the intercourse scenes in this game or not really.
I didn't see it. Maybe on the third one it comes back.
Yeah, in most God of War, I think they have that part.
Yeah, where like they're fucking. You can fuck the women. And you could there's actually a thing that you can do so you can see it. It doesn't skip it. You can actually see it. I don't know, but you're like Kratos, eh? But yeah, basically you fight her. And she's a hard boss because when you fight her enough, she like gets on like a pillar. She gets on like a pillar and she like starts shooting at you. But the most annoying part is when at her third stage, she just starts ramming you, boom, 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 and once she hits you once, she kind of gets you a ton of times. So I had to redo this maybe once or twice because I didn't expect that. And but once you basically beat her, you tear off her head and you can use it like in the first game.
Ooh, Yeah, I think I saw that part that she's just holding her head. I don't know why her head kind of remind me of the bat.
No, it
The
reminds
bat
me of
face
Medusa.
because the COVID time you see a lot of them online, like people eating bat soup and you can see their face and their teeth, like the bat face look nasty and
Yeah,
angry.
it's disgusting.
Disgusting. That's how I
But
feel when I see her face, when you hold her face
to
like
me,
that.
it feels like I'm looking at a Karen,
Oh.
but a really fat, ugly one. Like really
kind of
ugly,
cool.
really. Oh my god.
It's kind of cool, but it's kind of weird too. To hold her head to use the power, right?
I don't know. I think I dislike this one the most.
Oh,
this version of Medusa. The first game, it looks normal.
Do you like when you hold her head like that or not?
I don't
really?
mind. Just this particular version of Medusa. I did not like it. It just looks like I said, it just doesn't look good. I don't like the model. I don't like the way she looks. But they did a good job. Because that means yeah. So basically afterwards, that's when you go back. Let me see. Oh, you go to the Hall of Atropos. So there's another Medusa guarding the spire, which is like it's another, like it's the eyes. The eyes are shooting the thing, so it's like guarding it, and it has like a barrier. So you have to fight a ton of enemies, and you have to go all around the spot because it's a puzzle right there, and you have to go into other puzzles just so you can come back and do this puzzle later. So here, you keep going, and you do a ton more puzzles. Actually, this is the place I dislike the most, the Hall of Atropos. So you keep going, you do a ton of puzzles, and you find Percy. So Percy is technically I don't know if it's Poseidon's or Zeus's like stepson.
Oh.
So there's actually like a story, like movies called Percy Jackson, where this modern kid, right, a modern kid from the modern time, he actually meets his father Zeus. But it's this kid in our times, the 2000s, and he gets powers of a god and stuff, and he helps people. But you fight the old version of Percy, like not like literally aged old, but like.
Did you be able to meet the guy or not? Really?
Yeah, and you end up fighting him. He's like, oh, I was trying to get something from the Sisters of Fate, but you know what? First, I'm gonna kill you. So
what?
Just to prove that I'm better, because you're the ghost of Sparta. I think it would having your death from me. It would be kind of cool. I can brag about it. So he can disappear if he puts on his helmet.
Ooh.
And his
teleport.
Yeah, and he has a shield that can block stuff. It's kind of cool. So basically, you can't see him most of the fight. You like hit him, and you can't see him. He's like invisible.
That's so odd. It would be so odd.
But if you hit him enough, he kind of like it falls off for a little bit, and then you like crush it, so he can't like hide anymore.
I think the game should make it a certain way so you kind of you can kind of read his move.
Oh,
right?
you
he
can
move this, move that, move that, and
you can see like kind of like this aura, but not really. So basically, once you destroy the helmet, he starts just fighting you with his sword. Then you break the sword, and then once you actually kill him, you get his shield. That shield, all you use it for is like you put it on a statue, and you use it for the Eye of Medusa, because you can block one of them, but you need the other eye. You need to block the other eye. So once it's blocked, it destroys the statue, and you can move to the next area. I thought you would keep the shield, honestly. Like the shield was really cool.
But can you keep it? Oh, you didn't.
You put it on the statue and you leave it there.
Oh, so they just want you to do the whole thing just to put it there and to get out.
I thought it was so cool. Like, oh, you get the shield, or maybe you get the helmet to turn invisible. But no.
Yeah,
it was sad. So that's that one, and let me see.
I think in this part you already had the wing, right? Or not yet? You already had the wing. Not yet.
Not even close. So from here, you get to a new area, and I just found this. Oh yeah. I got to a new area, right? Because I was going towards the spire, that really tall one.
Uh-huh.
So I'm walking towards there, and you find a spear inside a bird. You like get to rip it out of the bird. That's all. That's you just a new
Really?
weapon.
Did the
Just-
bird die?
Yeah, it died, but you know, it's just a random weapon that you find. Did I use it? No.
Is it strong or not really?
Nah, it's weak. I mean, if you upgrade it, I'm sure it's strong, but I didn't care enough.
I wonder, can you just throw it away if you like? Nah.
Just throw it on the ground. Sell it at the store.
Like Breath of the Wild, threw the stick away.
Yeah,
Keep
but
the weapon that you want.
as much as I love that, yeah, it's a whole different thing. So actually, to get to the Hall of Atropos, the place that I just talked about with Percy. The way to get there is to go back to the Destiny Atrium, and it was that face that shoots fire.
Ooh.
So you get to block it. Basically, you have the new parrying power that I talked about.
So they want you to see it, but you can't do anything about it.
You have to go to a completely different area and then come back later.
And they make you feel like you're missing out.
Yeah.
And I'm sure all the way that you go there, you're like, fuck, I wanted to
Go
figure
back.
out that face thing, right?
Yeah, and by the time you kill Medusa, you come out right there, and you can just do it. You can destroy it. So I like that. I like that. It came back a full circle, back to there. So then you get to this place called the Lowlands.
What happened after you parry that one? Parry the power, the fire, right? And then it shoots
Shoots it
fire
back.
back at him and
Yeah.
destroy the face
wall.
door.
Yeah.
Oh,
So from here, I love this. I love this part right here. The next one. So right here is called the Crossing of the Lowlands, and it's basically a temple really far out. And you think, oh, that's probably where the sisters are at, but it's not there yet. So what happens is like you're walking to the edge of a bridge, and there's like these really cool action scenes where like you're trying to jump, but that's kind of in the later spots. So you walk to the edge, and you can't cross because there's no bridge. The bridge is destroyed. So you get there, and there's this really crazy dude, an old guy, and it's actually Icarus.
who's Icarus?
Icarus is the guy who got too close to the sun.
Oh,
He's actually he's a god in real mythology, and he's the one he's the messenger. Do you know the messenger?
yeah.
He's the one that sends the messages from Zeus to like everyone else. So basically, he's like, "Hey, I'm the one that's just trying to get over there. I want to be the first one to get to the fates." And
everyone just try to get there.
everyone's greedy. Everyone's trying to, because everyone wants something else. They want powers or something like unstoppable powers.
This remind me of the Dragon Ball. Everyone trying to get the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's basically the Dragon
to
Balls.
grant their wish. And for this, everyone have their own purpose of fighting
The Sisters of Fate.
yeah.
So
Sister of Fate.
the cool thing about it is that he like starts telling you, no, you cannot cross. I am gonna be the first one. So he like kind of grabs you and pulls you, so you start falling. Because you know it's the bridge is broken. There's like it's a cliff.
Easy to fall.
Yeah, and he pulls you down and you start falling.
That's when you
but
can
you
do
start
a cliff
punching
diving.
You start punching each other. It's really cool. You start punching each other in midair. The whole fight is in midair.
How can you stay in midair?
You're falling.
Oh,
It's a fight where you're falling, and so
he's all falling. You also
they're
falling,
both falling.
and like fighting at the same time.
Like you kind of get on him and you're like, Gus, slamming on his face, and then he gets behind you on
But
your
you
back.
know, in real life, usually it's really fast, and you can't even
No,
fight
it's-
or do anything.
That's
right?
a big cliff. That's the whole
Even
point.
how big it is, the time that you falling down is like split second.
Not really, no. Have you ever, if you see skydivers, it takes a long time to get from the top to the bottom.
No. They actually use the parachute to actually hold the body. But if you actually jump down from the building, it's just split
No, a
second.
building is different than from like
The sky,
a
it's still take
helicopter.
really fast.
That's not that long. It's
By like skydiving, there's a parachute to kind of they just open up a tiny bit. I watch a lot of skydiving video, and it's just a tiny bit of air enough to keep you like slowing down. But you know, if you actually fall like naturally with the speed, you're gonna fall really fast, extremely
Kinda.
fast.
Kinda.
So they kind of make it traumatic, but in real life, you don't really have time to fight when you fall like
Anyways, this was one of the best fights in my opinion. At the end, once you beat his ass enough, you just like get on his back, you grab his wings and you rip them off his back and you put them on.
Oh, that's where you got the wing.
Yeah, you tear him off Icarus's back. So he actually falls down through the earth. There's a crack on the ground of the earth.
Did he die?
Yeah, he falls inside lava. But you actually end up in hell.
But isn't he a god?
No,
And-
not anymore.
And we said the god can't die, no matter
the
what.
gods can die.
Oh,
So basically, he falls into the lava and he's like dead. But you end up in hell, and you see a titan
why?
there because there's a crack on the floor.
Oh.
And when you're falling down there, you see a titan, really big titan. He has chains on him. He has a ton of chains on him, and he's holding up the earth.
I think that's the story, right?
Well, yeah,
That's
in
actually
mythology.
story that a guy holding earth.
No, but this is different. This is
Carrying
like
Earth.
these are the titans that are holding up Earth. They're there because they're being imprisoned.
Oh,
They're not there because they want to be there. They lost something, so against the gods. That's why they're angry at Zeus. So yeah, basically you go down there, and you have to go inside the titan, and like you have to climb back up to the top so you can get to that temple, and then you can get to the spire. So that's like what you have to be doing. So it's called the Great Chasm when you fall inside. From there you meet the titan Atlas. That's the titan that I just told you about. So
is that the titan that holds the earth?
yeah, one of them.
Oh,
So once you're there, you just basically do some platforming with the wings. You just platform around, jump around, and do some puzzles. Nothing really special. I by that point I had a ton of Gorgon eyes and a ton of mana. In my opinion, I had a lot.
yeah, I feel that's so cool that you be able to flying around and things
You
in
can
the middle
glide.
of the fight and this and that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
It's just it's cool.
So I found a ton of items that you cannot use in the game, but you can use like in other modes. Because you have other modes that you can play, but they're not part of the story. So I found some of those. And basically all you do is like you just climb on to where his hand is at. You climb there and you try to hit the chains, but then he notices that someone's trying to get out, so he like grabs you and he's like, "Oh, it's you. I hate you because you're with the gods. You're helping them out.
I think Kratos gonna try to explain, hey, I'm not with a god right now. I'm actually trying to go against them, and then maybe the Titan gonna be like, okay, let's team up.
Yeah, actually, he explains. He explains to you. He's pissed off at you. He's gonna crush you, and you have to like stop him. And he's like, "Look, I'm trying to kill the gods because they did me wrong." And then he explains to you, the reason we are here in hell is because we lost the war between us and the gods. So the gods fought the Titans in a war. And that's when Zeus, he made the sword of Olympus. That's how he won the war.
Oh,
That sword is made out of the heavens, the earth, and the humans.
oh,
So it's like mixed. It's not
Yeah,
just the
mix
heavens.
of
So
three.
that's how he won the war, and they're pissed off at Zeus. And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm helping you guys. Let's be friends."
yeah, maybe Kratos is like, okay, so we have the same enemy and let's be friends.
Yeah. And basically, he actually helps you. He uses his hand and throws you all the way to the top of where you needed to get to the temple. So you basically are now at the temple, but to get to the actual temple itself is really cool because there's this action scene where like there's these like pillars and they're kind of falling. And as you're like running across them, you have to like hang and jump at the perfect time, and it's a really cool cutscene where like you have to interact with it.
Do you have to press the button and
Yeah,
thing?
you do.
Okay.
It's really, really cool. So you passed the Great Chasm, and now you're at the Palace of Fortress.
I kind of know that you played this game before, right?
Yeah,
But do you remember anything while you played it or not really?
I remembered some things, like the major things, the main things, but I didn't remember like little puzzles and
Like,
this or that.
how long was it? Like, the last time that you played this game?
Maybe I think it was like around 2008, 2007.
So
it was many years ago.
yeah.
To 14 years ago.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I've played God of War more than I've played this one. Because I played God of War like recently in the last 10 years, maybe. But God of War 2, I haven't played that one in a while.
Yeah.
Long while. Even God of War
Okay.
3, I've played it more recently than God of War 2. Because I've played God of War 3 like in 2008 or 9, I think.
Yeah. It's still a long time ago though.
But I like 3 more. It's still, it's like looks really good, and it plays really good. It's even smoother than this game, and this game was pretty smooth. So just to kind of go over this place right here, it's not really special. There's a ton of doors everywhere, special doors where you need a key. You use the time power here a lot. And you basically get these you get the keys. You end up finding the keys, do like a ton of puzzles. You find one key, you can use that key for a door. You go through that door, you go through a ton of stuff, and then you can use the key that you find in that door after a ton of puzzles, and then you can come back and use that key for another place. It's just a lot of doors that you need to open up and puzzles. And you actually get to the Garden of Gods, where it shows Eris and like Zeus and Athena. It's like statues. It shows statues of them.
Oh.
It's actually kind of cool. But then I got to that Cerberus part that I was telling you, where there was a ton of Cerberuses and they were making babies. And oh my god, that's the part I hated so much.
Who? No More Human or
Cerberus.
Cerberus? What's Cerberus?
The dog, the one with the 3 heads.
Oh, okay.
We just talked about it.
Okay.
So
I just forgot the name.
Yeah. So basically, there you get another key. I found this thing called the Gaia chest. I didn't know this existed in the game. It's a chest that you open up, and it basically works as the feathers. It just gives you more mana. So my mana was just crazy high.
You can call that that's a that was a special
Super
chest.
special. Super special. That was mostly opening up doors.
Is there like a different color with the chest, or it just look normal?
No, it was
bigger than
special.
normal.
It was big. It was bigger.
Okay.
So it's still in that area, the palace of the fortress, because you do a ton of things in that area. You have to go to a new place called the Phoenix Chamber. Because you have to help a phoenix, grow and do its thing. So and I actually didn't like this area, to be honest. This is one of the puzzles that I hated really bad. You basically have to get these ashes into the fire, but to get to the ashes you have to do like a million puzzles, right? And there's one puzzle in particular that I streamed, and I really didn't like it.
Oh, that's the part with a ton of fire, right?
Yes, it was so annoying. You have to basically push the statue, but there's this wave of fire coming at you every 3 seconds. But there's also enemies hitting you, and the wave of fire pushes the statue back if you're not holding it or pushing it. So you have to be pushing it, fighting off enemies, and not easy enemies, like annoying enemies. You basically go in there, and if you fuck up, you have to like redo the whole thing. And I had to redo it like 5 times on stream. It was embarrassing, and it was just annoying. This is one of the puzzles that I truly hate in this game. It was bad. It's a bad puzzle, and I think they should, if in the remastered version, I think that's probably the version we should have played. In that version, I hope they fix that. Like,
like an upgrade version of this
and
God
it's
of War
HD
2.
already. It's already nice.
Oh, that's nice.
And it comes with like the first 3 games already.
Uh-huh.
It's on the PS4, I think, or PS5. So basically, from here, you let out the phoenix once you put the ashes inside the fire, and I think
So you kind of releasing the phoenix?
yeah, you release the phoenix. But one thing that happens is like one of your friend attacks you while you're walking through this really dark area. One of your friend attacks you, and it's cool because it looks like shadows fighting. Like you look like a shadow, and he looks like a shadow, and it kind of like a silhouette. It shows a silhouette of the characters, and he just starts attacking you. But you actually figure out it's your friend, and Zeus threatened him, like, "Oh, we're gonna destroy more of Athens if you don't go and kill Kratos." So you fight your friend. You end up kind of like almost killing him, and you're like really sad, and you have like an existential crisis. Like you're like, oh my god, and you have a cutscene where you talk to your wife and everything in the game, and she's like, oh, just go fight. I couldn't hear it at that time.
You couldn't hear that part, right?
But I guess that they were talking about like fight for your people or something.
Yeah.
Don't let them down.
Yeah, Kratos looked like he is a bit like down.
Yeah,
and
he was
his
really
wife
sad.
looked like she's trying to encourage him to do something.
Yeah, that was kind of what happened, I think. Basically, afterwards, you fight this like kraken, this like octopus thing. I didn't know how to beat it at the beginning. You have to like hit its tentacle. You drop your friend's body on a switch, and then you can fly, hit him in the face. It gets its tentacle stuck, and then you rip off the tentacle.
Yeah. I remember one really important part for people to notice when they play games, because they actually doing a good job at showing you what to do without putting words and things. So it can feel like you are the one doing it. If you pay attention, they really zoom in into the part that you need to cut. Like it's not necessary to zoom in that much, so you know that they want you to look at this. This is the highlight. This is what they want you to do. But if you're not sensible enough to notice these little details, you wouldn't know what to do in that part.
Game developers, are you listening?
They actually doing a good job. I feel this is beautiful. You showing the gamer what to do without showing them what to do.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
strategy.
that. It's like you don't know what to do, but if you notice, they so zoom in into that part. Here, this is the part that you need to pay attention.
But for the most part, I think they do that correctly. But
Yeah.
there are times where they don't do that correctly, and it's really hard to know what you're supposed to do. There are certain bosses or certain puzzles that I was like, just, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And it does that. Whenever you go to a new area, the camera will move around the place to show you, like hint at you what you should do.
Yeah, that's little hint that they give
like,
you.
Look, there's a switch over here. Oh, maybe that has to do something with the water, and it'll point at the water after, and then
Yeah.
it's cool.
I felt like I like the way the game before they do things. They treat you like an adult, not like right now. They treat everyone like baby. Hey, do this, do that, do that.
Yeah, most games are like that.
I like game before. They just kind of like let you figure out what to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Or give you a hint, but don't be too obvious, you know? You want to feel like you're good enough to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of videos where it kind of talks about that, like hand-holding. We call it hand-holding.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting. So, after you fight the Kraken, you can take the Phoenix and you fly all the way to the spire. Which you actually figure out that it's not a spire, it's a statue of a bird, really big bird, and it opens up the spire, which you think is like a castle. It's not a castle, it's a bird. And when you get up there, that's when you have reached the Temple of Fates. We're near the end now. We're like about to finish.
It's nice.
Yeah. So here you do puzzles with time, and you get to the throne of Lachesis, and you have to fight this. You have to fight the sisters. Wait, what are you showing me?
Yeah, it's just image of the game.
Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, there you end up fighting Lachesis. Remember the woman that first spoke with you when you died
Uh,
at the very very beginning of the game. That's the one who talked to you. She's telling you you cannot use the Sister of Fates.
Why?
Because it's too powerful for you. We don't want a mortal to have it. She like kind of changed her mind, I guess. So she's trying to stop you. You start fighting her, right? And while you're fighting her, another sister comes out. They have really long, like fingernails,
Oh.
and she pulls you inside a mirror. But she takes you to the fight where you and Eris are fighting. So in the background, you are fighting Eris when you guys are super big.
Yeah.
And
I did that fight actually.
yeah, you did it. And so you're on the bridge, the sword one, remember?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, if I destroy the sword, that means you can't beat Eris. Therefore, I change time.
Therefore, I changed the past.
And you will die.
Yeah.
So you basically fight her, you beat her ass, and you actually
You
get out of it.
stop her from reaching
destroying
out to the sword and
and
change the
you
past.
actually see
right?
Kratos grabbing the sword in that scene and fighting Eris.
That's kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
I like the little story that they put there.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then afterwards, you get back out of the mirror. Like there's a portal. You get inside the portal and you're back fighting the Lachesis woman. But the other one, the sister, she couldn't come and
She's
get
stuck
you.
in the past.
She's stuck in the past. So she comes through another mirror of another time, and she like you're basically fighting both of them at the same time. You're fighting one of the sisters, and you're fighting Lachesis. So actually, I did this wrong. I spent all my time fighting Lachesis and all my health, everything. But you're actually supposed to kill the sister, and destroy the mirrors. So that's what I did. I started like hitting the mirrors and also the sister, slowing down time and hitting them. And eventually you destroy all the mirrors. And at the very end, there's a cool cutscene where they're both fighting you. And one of the sisters grabs you and the Lachesis, she's about to stab you. But you move and she stabs the other sister in the face.
Oh, God.
And you push Lachesis through the mirror. So now they're both stuck in the past. And you just break the mirror, the last one, and you keep going.
But is it bad because if they both stuck in the past, that means they can change the past, which is they can kill you in the present.
They can't change anything like once you stop them the first time.
Okay.
So yeah, from there, once you have beaten them, you basically go inside this room where there's this big fat guy. I don't know his name. It didn't say anything about his name. But it's this big fat guy. Really big. You can see he has like a ton of really big titties and everything. This dude.
Oh.
And he has a lot of arms. He looks deformed. He looks like the guy from Invincible, but just huge. You know the guy that's really deformed?
Yeah.
So basically you end up like looking at him. He's like, you cannot use the Mirror of Fate. You cannot use it. I won't let you. And before you get to him, you need to go down these stairs. Or not stairs, but like go down this area to get to the door to him. But it's so annoying because there are Medusas that stop you. And
yeah, I guess you have to go through that and then you have to fight the dude, right? Because...
Well, first you have to like... Let me talk about this part. This is another annoying part here. A lot of the enemies in this area have a ton of health. It's not that it's hard to beat them.
Take a while.
It just takes. You just have to like shield a lot, hit them, run, shield, hit them, run. It's like not fun when you have to do it many times. That's the point. So you would basically do all of that, kill a big chunk of the enemies, and then you get to like 4 Medusas. And because there's so many of them, one of them just ends up hitting you with the stone power. You can't even like block it.
But you can use the parry power in this one, right?
Well, normally you would do that, but you just can't because there's just so many. You're like trying to hit and do this. So you die in 1 second. All of that.
So what did you do instead to kill them?
What I had to do is I wasn't using the electric as much as I
wanted to.
If I used it, I think I could have just gone through the whole game because I forgot about it. I just was fighting like with my hands. But if I would have used it even more, I would have gone through the game a lot faster. So I just pressed it twice, and my bar is super big, so it used up almost nothing. So I just pressed it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and they were dead.
You used the electric power?
Yeah, I have a ton of it, and it's super strong beast. By that point, it was level 3. It was maxed out. So yeah, I used that. They died really fast, and you fight a few more enemies, and then you get to where the fat guy is at. But you're at the bottom level, so you have to do a ton of puzzles where you have to stab his hands, because like you're trying to do a puzzle, but he's hitting you, so you have to keep stopping him by like stabbing his hands down or trapping them.
While doing the puzzle at the same time.
While doing the puzzle at the same time. So you eventually get to the top, and you see him, and he has his 2 hands. He's like he's trying to hit you. So what you have to do is you have to climb. You have to destroy like these humans that were stuck on the piece of the puzzle, and then you move it. You move the puzzle over, and you get this big blade from the puzzle, and it like pulls it up, and you basically have to stick it in his face, and it goes through his head. From there's a mirror on the back, and yeah.
So you technically kill him with the blade.
Yeah, you just stab it through his head. From there, you can actually use the mirror. You can use the mirror, and you can go back in time now. So this is the cool part. So you like activate a switch, and you have to run to the mirror because it only gives you 30 seconds, but you have to use the time power. So from here, like you go inside the mirror to where Zeus was at, where he stabbed you. This part is really freaking
It's come back to the part that you're so weak you can't even walk, right?
So you like he in that scene, he just got done stabbing you, and you're on the floor, but a portal opens on the side, and you walk out of it.
And now you fight him.
And he's like, "Oh, the Sisters of Fate helped you," and you're like, "No, I killed them." And then you like go and push him, and you like grab the blade, and that's where it all starts fucking happening. This is the final fight right here.
So this is 2 versions of you at the same time.
Yeah.
The Grados that badly hurt on the floor, and yourself fighting him.
Yeah, it's
That's
so
cool.
cool. And he basically grabs you, and he takes you to this place called the Summit of Sacrifice.
Cool. I feel like that part is so satisfying.
Yeah, because
right?
you get to stop him.
Because he make you look like a nothing.
It made you look like a little bitch.
And now you came like, hey, what did you do to me?
Yeah, it was nice. Basically, he pulls you up into this place, like really big pillar at the top of like the earth. You guys like are in the sky. It's like there's a lot of clouds. It's like raining and stuff. And
I think of the meme. Well, how the turntable. Like you're trying to beat me, and now I am back to this spot.
Isn't that from The Office?
Yeah. It's from the meme. Yeah.
So basically there, he turns super big. And all you have to do is he takes out these ladies that yell, "Ah!" And you kill one of them, and after you kill one of them, he will hit the ground, and you basically have to hit his hand, and after you do it enough times, he will turn small into normal size.
Who are you fighting at this
Zeus.
point? Oh.
You're fighting Zeus.
Okay.
So basically, you're fighting Zeus, right? He has the sword. You're fighting him, and I have a secret. I have a little secret.
In this part, so people can beat him easier?
Electric.
Oh.
All I did was electric. I was hitting them, and because when they're getting hit by the electric, they're kind of stunned. They're like and getting hit like 100 times. So by the time I finished my combo, I had like 300 hits on him.
Did you upgrade the electric power?
Yeah. And
wow,
the
that's
blades.
why it's so strong, right?
And the blades. So I used the electric. I would hit him, and like one electric thing and me hitting him, I would get like 80 hits.
That's crazy.
And then, as soon as the animation almost finished, I used it again, and so he never got to hit me, and I was just hitting him. I could, if I would have used all of it, I think I would have beat it without even getting hit once. But
So
I it
that
just
was easy, right?
but just for the lols, I stopped using it because I'm like, no, it's
He's
too
not
easy.
the final boss,
He's
right?
the final boss.
Oh.
So
Aw.
here he actually like he's using the sword against you. So you actually there's a scene where you like get the sword back from him and you use it against them. You keep fighting him. But he gets even more powerful and he takes the sword back from you. And what happens after? He gets like this electric power that is like around him, and it's hard to hit him. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go nutty. I'm gonna go crazy on him. At this point, he had the sword. He can kill you really easily because his power is strong.
Are you guys like in the normal form or like giant form?
No, we're just normal.
Oh.
Basically, at this point, I was like, fuck it. It's hard for me to hit him. I'm just gonna use all my electric. So I just went really close to him and I spammed all my electric at him, and that
you
did
suddenly turned to a spammer there.
Yeah, I turned into a online
You
NES.
turned to an online Smash character there.
Basically, and he died. Like he got a weak, and I got the sword back, and I started hitting him some more, and then he turned big again. He ends up turning big. But first, like, you end up like hitting him towards a wall and like stabbing him a ton of times, and you get the pillar, the big ass pillar, and you smash it on his head, and then you get the pillar again and it drops on him.
And then he loses memories, right?
No, I wish. But he turns big, and then Kratos is like, I'm done.
And then he started to act friendly to you. Hey, Kratos, my best friend.
Well, what happens here is like, he's like, I give up. I lay my weapons down. And he puts the sword down.
He surrender.
Yeah, Kratos puts the sword down, and he turns back at him, and he's like, "End my life. End my life. Just."
Kratos tell him to end his life.
Yeah. Just put me out of my misery. Just get me out of this.
Kratos wanna die.
This. And so he's like, "Okay, my boy, I can kill you, but I cannot remove your torment." Like your pain that you're gonna be receiving forever. He gets the sword, he slashes, and at the last moment, you have a cool scene.
I wonder if Kratos gonna parry that.
No, you have a cool scene where you like get out of the way, you stab him in the stomach, you punch him like 3 times, the sword falls on the floor, and you grab his face and smack it on the rocks, like boom, boom, and then afterwards he's trying to grab the sword. You grab his arm and you break his arm. You just like break his whole arm with your elbow.
What the fuck?
And then afterwards, he's on the floor and he's trying to grab it again. So you get your Athena blades. You stab his hands with the wall, and he can't move. So you have to get it. You get the sword, but you have to press
Kratos, he was joking. He didn't really tell him to kill him.
He was joking.
Yeah.
But there's a button press that you need to do, and if you don't do it fast enough, he basically grabs the sword and kills you. You have to redo that again. So that happened to me like 5 times. I don't know why. I didn't press the button fast enough, which is weird for me. But you have to do it extra fast. Like it's like not the normal time. It's like super fast.
Yeah.
So if you don't do it correctly, he kicks you and then he stabs you with the sword and you're dead. But if you do it correctly, you fucking stab him in the stomach with the sword. And from there, it looks like you're gonna win. But Athena comes out.
She's gonna help.
She helps him. And she's like, oh, we have to keep him alive. He's basically Olympus. And Kratos is like, I don't want to destroy Olympus. I just want to destroy him. But she keeps explaining, no. If you kill him, then you kill Olympus. Then he's like, then I will destroy Olympus. And like, I will kill every god. I don't care. Whoever gets in my way of killing Zeus, I'm just going to kill them all. So if all the gods come after me, I will kill every single one of them. And actually, in that part, you stab Athena because you were trying to stab him, but she got in the way.
Oh, she tried to help him.
And Zeus ran away like a little bitch. He's like, should I run or should I help?
So did she die, Athena?
Yeah, you kill her.
Aww.
But Kratos doesn't hate her.
Yeah, he didn't mean to hit her, but she just got in the way.
Because she was trying to protect Zeus.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point, uh, you basically like he runs away into somewhere else, and you go back to your time. You go back into the future, and you have to spin the thing again or pull the switch, and you actually go back into the far past, into the war with the Titans and Zeus.
Oh.
And you go there, and you meet Gaia, which is a Titan. It's I think he's like the strongest Titan.
I wonder if he gonna help the Titan defeat the god.
Well, the thing is, he's like, Kratos is like, I'm finally here, and he's like, we've been expecting you. I knew you were gonna come, and he's
How?
like,
The Titan know that he's gonna come?
yeah, because
That's so odd because he's in the past.
yeah, so but it's so weird, but like, he's like, Kratos is like, I can't help you now, I can end it right now. I can end this war. I have the sword, and Zeus is weak right now. He hasn't made the sword yet. I have the sword, and I can just, and I'm here. I can literally just destroy it, but we can't. We have to do it in the future. So
Why? If he can just kill Zeus in the past, he can just get it done.
I don't know. There was something like that. He couldn't do it. Something about it. But he's like, Gaia, the Titan. I'm gonna bring you to the future, and you're gonna help me kill them. So you bring him from the past to the future.
That's crazy.
And so at the end of the game, at the very end, this is like the final stuff. We're almost done here. Like last few sentences. So basically, at the end, it's showing Zeus and his temple, and a few other gods, and he's like, we must finish this job. We're gonna kill him. But it's like, we're talking about really strong gods. He's talking to other strong gods.
Yeah, it's like the god appointment, a god meeting or something.
Yeah, basically like that. It's kind of like in the Thor movie,
So
where you
I
see a
think
ton of gods there.
Zeus tried to convince all the gods to, hey, let's kill Kratos.
He's like,
He's a threat.
he's like, look, we may not all like each other, but we need to kill him because he's after me, and he's probably gonna be after you guys.
And maybe he's gonna say shit like, oh, he already killed Athena, so, you know.
And, well, this is like the last part, but while they're talking, it starts to shake, and the Zeus statue starts to fall because it's shaking so much. And they're like, what the fuck? What's going on? What's happening? And you see Kratos on top of Gaia, and they're climbing to Mount Olympus. Kratos and the Titan Gaia are climbing to the top.
Are they on the top, all of the gods?
Yes, they're at the top
That's
of
why
Mount Olympus.
they feel it's shaking, because they're climbing up.
And he's like, Zeus, I'm gonna come for you and every one of you. And that's when it ends.
That's crazy.
So,
he's so aggressive. He's so cocky.
Yeah. So the end basically is you and Gaia, the Earth Titan, the Earth one, the main one, the Earth one, are climbing up to fight Zeus. So I'm gonna guess in God of War 3, it just starts off, come on, motherfucker, come over here, and you start fighting all the other gods, like Avengers, like some Avengers.
Yeah, that's
bullshit.
that's why the God of War 3 is gonna be so good.
I know one god that I clearly remember that you fight at the beginning. Like, I don't know if I should spoil it, but you fight Helios. You know Helios?
How can you know?
I played the game.
Okay.
You fight Helios. I don't remember much of the game because it's a long time ago. Actually, I remember less of God of War 3, but I know I have like vague memories. But you fight Helios, the sun god, and he's really fucking cool. You know, he's really cool. So yeah, that game is so badass. The action in that game is a million times better than this one in God of War 1.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure it's badass because you not just fight underlings a lot anymore. Now you fight a ton of gods.
Yeah, and
so would be cool.
So yeah, that's basically where it ends. It ends off on a really intense spot.
Yeah.
So God of War 3
I
is
like
just
that.
gonna be
That's
really
where they should really end the game. It's like the anime, you know, they always ended up in a really good spot that it's force you to watch the next episode because you can't just leave it like that.
Yeah, I think maybe after this I'll show you the scenes, like the one where he fights Zeus, and maybe like that one, so you can see for yourself and be like, oh, okay, have some context. It's really cool. I honestly liked it, but like I said, in terms of story, this was the weakest one. God of War 1, in my opinion, had a better story. Like, just the way everything happened, I liked it more. But the gameplay on this one was much better, less annoying puzzles, less annoying spots. only 3 that I can remember on this one. On the other one, I remember I complained a lot about this puzzle and this puzzle. Oh, this was unfair. This game was just good old fun. You know, there's still a lot of puzzles though. So if you enjoy puzzles and games, then it's really good.
I just think I don't enjoy puzzle that much, but it's because of God of War, which is I'm really interested in this game. So you know, I don't mind to give it a try.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you know, that's just kind of what God of War is. It's like if you don't like platforming in Mario, you're not gonna like Mario. It's just part of the package.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
I just think the rest is too good that you can just ignore the puzzle part. That you can you know, cope up with it.
But if you look at the newer games, there's still puzzles, but it's not like this anymore. The third one is the final one. No, Ascension, but we don't want to count that game as one of the main games. But the other God of Wars are more cinematic, like a movie. So it's really interesting. There's still a lot of action, but it's not your typical God of War anymore. We're not gonna be doing, oh, you move the thing over here to the left and you push a switch which opens up this door, or you have to run fast to. All of that is gone.
Yeah.
The new God of Wars are like, you go in there and you get your axe, you throw it at the fucking enemy's head, and you kill this big ass monster.
I know the God of War later gonna look so different.
I'm excited.
So good. Yeah.
And Ragnarok, I think it's either out or not out yet. It's not out yet, I think. I'm so excited for it. I saw the trailers.
You should try it. You should try all of it. Yeah.
We don't. I mean, if technically we don't have to play the PSP ones, we can. I think we should still play them because you know it's more nostalgia
with the story,
for you,
right?
Yeah, but technically we could go just from 3 to the new ones. Technically, but if we're talking about if we play them all, 2 more PSP ones and 1 other one that's on the console. And yeah, that's God of War 2. It's just it's a great game. Yeah, that's all I can really say. It's a really good game.
I feel God of War, they always doing so good at building the story, and that's what I love about it. The story one though is really good.
Yeah, but I feel in this game you can kind of turn off your brain and just.
No, I like the little part, the story that, you know, about time machine, take him back to time to that part and connect the detail together, which just makes it.
Yeah, the little details are nice,
game.
But I feel in this game, like I said, it's very weak. It's like all of the cool things that you want to know about is far and few in between. So like you won't see that stuff like until a while, and then if you do see something, it's very small, and then you don't see it until like a while later. I feel for God of War 1, they would always give you story, a lot of story, more story.
I feel like in God of War 1, they give you a lot of stories because it just started, you know. First episode of every show always be a lot of stories because I'm saying about show and thing too.
Movies.
Because you don't know the character, they have to introduce about the character and this and that. But in God of War 2, you already know Kratos, which is, you know, just keep going.
Yeah. It's yeah, that's typical, but
in God of War 1, I kind of like the part that they take you back. It's so fucked up. Ares took you back to the place that you kill your own family, and they want to do it again. And they make you fighting yourself, your evil self. You can say a ton of your evil selves.
Yeah, and like and to heal them, you have to hug them.
I really love when they do that. And in this game, I think what I heard of it, of course, I didn't play that part, right? But I love that they took you back in time with the fight, the badass fight with Ares in the first game. And I like the part that they took you back to the part that he's trying to kill you, Zeus trying to kill you, which is you feel like, yeah, you're no one in that part, and now you get to come back and, hey, change history.
Yeah, you're
rewrite
empowered.
history, you can say.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice feeling.
So it's nice. It gives you a satisfaction feeling.
Mostly if you played the first God of War, then you're like, oh, I know that. I played that part. So okay, like it gets you to those like nostalgia. Yeah. Like it hits that nostalgia.
Yeah, I think it's good.
But yeah, that's basically collectibles. You don't really collect stuff besides like the little bonus items that you can use on the other modes. You can get you can unlock costumes. You can unlock certain rankings in Titan mode. There's a Titan mode. So if you play the game, you can look at like a fish. You can get this badass armor, the Hydra armor, or this armor or that armor. So yeah, it's a great game. But like I said, if you want to put on like your earphones or something while you play this game, I think it's completely alright. You don't need to have like the music on. I think you can go to the settings and turn off the music and keep the voices and just listen to music. I feel that's the best way to play this game. If you're playing it like your second time, your third time, maybe you beat the game the first time and then you want to go through it again with different weapons or in a harder mode, because there are harder modes which get you different stuff. Maybe just put on some earphones and have a good time, because I feel this game is stronger in the fighting gameplay department. But I guess I wouldn't see the point of playing this game again if you had to redo the puzzles, because you already know how to do them. But it's fairly easy. I would replay this game. I think it's nice. It's just it's good old gameplay, like good gameplay.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder if at the end they actually show you the side project that they did, but they never released in the official one.
Yeah,
like
they
the first
do that.
God of War.
Yeah, they do stuff like that.
Oh, like some model that they make, but they didn't.
The trailers, the HD trailers are there, so you can just watch them in HD. I think we should watch that right now, so you can like
That's
have
cool.
some sort of backstory. Obviously, we couldn't before the podcast piece. Then you would know what happened.
Yeah.
But maybe you should have. Maybe you should have watched them, so you could have context.
We could have. Yeah.
Because you were gonna like do it
it's
anyway.
It's just trailer anyway, right?
No, they're not trailers. They're cutscenes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess we can just go ahead and end it off right here. Yeah, that was the God of War podcast for today,
Yeah.
and
Guys,
it was really fun.
If you enjoyed the podcast so far, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can know when we're gonna be posting. Because we're gonna be posting every 2 weeks. Later, I'm gonna bring some other people, but for now, I'm just gonna do one. The next one's gonna be by myself because we have a new format for it. That I'm actually gonna be showing my face. Not only that, but on the social media side, we're gonna be posting on the Maru-chan podcast social media. So that's the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, and the YouTube Shorts for the social media.
And if sometimes you're just busy doing something, you can also listen to this podcast in like Anchor and all
Spotify and Google Podcast,
Yeah.
and Apple Podcast, everywhere. Literally,
Yes,
it's on
everywhere.
everything. So if you don't, and you know what, if you want to listen to it twice, this episode, go ahead. Just turn it on all apps, on all your apps.
Oh, I know some people like to listen to podcasts when they're about to sleep. They can just put it at the side and just laying down. I think it's nice.
Watch time, guys. Watch time. Come on, I need it. But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and finish up right here. If you guys wanna check out Suyuan's channel or Twitch, make sure to go down in the description down below, and you can click on her stuff. It'll be right there. And give her a follow, give her a subscribe to her channel. And as for me, you guys can subscribe to the channel, and I have a ton of other projects that I'm doing, a ton of like 3 other channels besides this one where you guys can check me out. I'll leave in the description, but for now, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next podcast.
Bye.
Bye.